Hey, Music Moves for Piano Teachers. I want to show you really quickly this Trello page that I've been working on. This is called Music Moves for Piano, Book Levels, and Assessments. I showed a few of you this at the end of the school year, but I've changed it slightly, so I hope you watch this and I hope it helps you. So as you can see, there are lots of different lists that are here. We've got a new students list, which is where we will dump any new students that come in and get placed. And then from there, I will move them into their correct book levels. I ask that as the year goes on, if anything changes, that you take care of moving the students. So for example, let's look over at Keyboard Games B. At the very top, we have Finn Abeln. Oh, no idea what that kid's name is. The tab that you see, the label is pink. That is Callie's color. So I know that that is Callie's student. Now let's say that halfway through the year, Callie decides to continue Finn in Keyboard Games B, but she is also moving him into Book 1. She may decide to move him over to the Book 1 list. Alphabetical, please, that helps me. And that's fine if she wants to do that. Right now I have him in KGB because he's a bit older. And Callie, you might want to do some KGA activities with him. But right now I have him in Keyboard Games B. Okay, just very quickly, I'm going to go through the color system for you. Purple is me. So if you see a purple label, those are Sarah's students. Dark blue is Jessica. So if you see dark blue, that means that that is one of Jessica's students. I already went over that pink is going to be Callie, and light blue is Allison. So Allison has these light blue ones. That's gonna help you tremendously as you poke around in these lists. Okay, now you'll notice that underneath Oliver Abeln, I don't know how to say his name, that there is a little checklist and 0 out of 47 have been checked. All right, I'm gonna open up his card so that I can see this more clearly. He has several checklists. At the very top are books completed. He's brand spanking new, he's starting in Keyboard Games A, and he has not completed any books, so I'm not gonna touch that. Underneath that are some assessment tools for you. I use these in my babies and toddler classes, and if a child has been with me previously as a baby or a toddler or a preschooler, they will already have some things checked off. In Oliver's case, he does not have anything checked off. You will see that as you assess him throughout the year, you can assess movement responses, rhythm responses, and tonal responses. And for the most part, the rhythm and the tonal are separated by acculturation, imitation, and assimilation. Most of the children who are coming in to see us as 4 and 5-year-olds will be entering into imitation. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should just check these off. Some of these are very important. In the case of a tonal response, you might, as you sing your hello song, whatever your hello song may be, you may decide to do some tonic and dominant patterns and ask them to sing it back. Allison did this the other day. She sang, hello, and the kids were expected to sing, hello. That is a tonic and dominant pattern. So right there, she would check this off. I realize this is not your student, Allison, but as my student, I would check that off after seeing them. Now, these seem like a lot of check marks. However, if you think of this as spanning over the entire year, it calms you down a bit. And honestly, with this age group, I check in with this every so often and go, oh, I know my student can do pulsating flow, or I know they can pulse the microbeat. And so I'll start checking it off just based on how well I've gotten to know them, and not necessarily something that I am trying to something just popped up on my screen that I'm trying to get them to do. I might do that with tonal responses. For example, you can see that in assimilation, they are supposed to sing arpeggiated patterns with no breath. Bum, 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 bum. And I might really want them to start doing that with breath. So showing them and modeling that breath. So this really helps you to know how to continue to move your children forward. It's also an excellent way to show parents what we do in class with them. I highly encourage you to do this. One more thing really quickly, as you're scrolling through and finding your students, you might find some that already have a bunch of check marks. For example, Allison has a student named Nora Amdahl, all right? Callie teaches her older sister. I have taught Nora in music play classes since she was about 1.5. So she has a ton of things already checked off, which is immensely helpful to you, Allison. You can see what she can already do. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do any of the stuff that's checked off. It's still great stuff to go back to and do. However, you can kind of see where she has her strengths and where she still needs help, okay? Hopping over to the Keyboard Games B list, new students like Finn is not going to have anything checked off. Even though I'm starting him in KGB, that's probably because he's a bit older. We would not check off Keyboard Games A because he's never done it. And that's a very important thing for every teacher from here on out to know about him. So we don't accidentally say, let's review the woodpecker when he has never learned it. So we do not check off book titles that have not been used or have not been completed. Some of you should go through and see what is on this list and make sure that we've checked off the books that they have done. So for example, Callie might come over here to Carson Bailey and open up and see that nothing has been checked off yet. She might want to check off Keyboard Games A. Maybe he's done with Keyboard Games B, in which case she would move him over to the book 1 list. We want to make sure these are correct, and there's a really good chance I made some mistakes. Okay, you guys? Once we get to book 1, I have stopped with the assessments. I would personally like to come up with better assessments for book 1 and book 2 and book 3. I'm not sure it's going to happen before the beginning of the year. I'm open to suggestions from the teachers that teach those levels. However, they should have and I'm working on it. I'm working on it, you guys. What they need to have are their books completed on there, and I need you guys to go in and update those. So obviously with, wait, I thought we already had Carson Bailey. Oh, he's in here twice. See, this is the kind of stuff I need your help with. Callie, do me a favor, and whichever one he's supposed to be in, just delete the other one. This happens sometimes, and let me know if anything gets kind of weird and confusing. But I know that William Baird is a brand new student, and what I'm doing right now is making sure that the books completed is in there for him, so that Callie knows, like, oh, you know, he's older, we're starting him in book 1. He has not done Keyboard Games B yet. She might decide that she wants to put him in Keyboard Games B as well, okay? The other thing would be finding your students that are no longer yours. So, for example, what is an example of this? I can find it, I promise. All right, Mabel Kavanaugh. It looks like I'm her teacher now, and I know Callie was. You can add something in here like halfway through book A to give me a little bit of a message so I know something as her new teacher about her. You also can come through and mark off some things she knows how to do. For example, we all know that she is not a baby and she's breathing as we sing. She can follow and anticipate movement. I know that this kid can, but some of this other stuff I don't know at all. And you might think like, wow, she's really struggled with repeating my duple-meter patterns. I am not going to check that off, and that sends a wonderful message to me as her new teacher. So please find your former students and just take a few minutes to help send them off to their new teacher. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys. I hope this makes sense, but fire away any questions you might have. All right, have fun. I think this stuff is really cool and nerdy.